Retro Rob's Gaming Videos.
Hey, Rob here, and today I'm going to talk about my Dreamcast collection. It's one that I don't pull out too often. Unfortunately, this one is not going to be at MGC this year, which, by the way, is this weekend as of this recording. We're almost there. I'm very excited. It's like Christmas for me. But anyway, I'm not bringing it this year because my buddy Tom's bringing his Dreamcast, and there's really no reason to bring two. There's lots of Dreamcasts there, but this one is mine. By the way, I technically have two. Well, I don't even technically. I actually have two that get played. There is this one, which is the Hello Kitty, which I've actually taken a NTSC bottom and swapped with the original Japanese bottom. And I use that one up here because most of my games are North American. But I've also got the Japanese guts from this in another frame downstairs. And I put that one downstairs because I do have Japanese games that I play somewhat regularly as well. And that frame gets beaten, and I did not want this to get beat up like it would if it was sitting in the basement because, we play those game systems hard. And there is nothing wrong with that. I believe that game systems are meant to be played. I just want to keep this one pretty much pristine. So I've got, one for Daily Driver and this one for Sunday Best. This is my Dreamcast. It is a blue Hello Kitty Dreamcast. It is part of a complete set. I got it boxed. There is an unboxing video that I did a while back about it. There's a controller, a vibration unit, and obviously the memory card. I've got plenty of controllers. I'm not going to go through them. I only keep official Dreamcast controllers. I don't really like third-party ones because I think they're kind of crappy. So, that's not very exciting either. But the Hello Kitty one is kind of exciting. I also have the Hello Kitty keyboard. Hello Kitty. One of these days I'm going to bust it out because I do have Typing of the Dead. And I can't wait to play that either. I just haven't had time. Been really busy. So, the other thing I've got is I think I did a video. Did I do a video on these? I don't know. I might have did it in one of my haul videos. But I've got the Samba de Amigo. Actually, these are rip-off ones, but they're actually a little bit better. But I've got Samba de Amigo, and then some what do they call these things? Maracas for it. So, got that. Pretty cool. I have got, of course, the fishing controller. This is I'm from Wisconsin. This is a requirement. You have to own the fishing controller if you're from Wisconsin. So if you're viewing this in the state of Wisconsin, get your damn fishing controller. You need one of these. Gotta fish in Wisconsin. Just gotta do it. That and beer. Should make a beer can for this. That'd be a good accessory. I'm surprised the Dreamcast didn't have it. One thing that I don't have is, and it's one of the things I'm looking for, is I do not have an arcade stick for this, which I think is kind of surprising given my love of arcade sticks. But for whatever reason, I just haven't picked one up yet for it. So at MGC, I'll be looking for that. All right. I've been putting this off kind of because there's a lot of games to go through. So, yeah, I'll start going through them, I guess. Oh, wait, there is one more piece of hardware I wanted to cover. And that is, I hooked this up through VGA. And I've got this. This is a Retrobit VGA adapter. It's not the best adapter out there, but I gotta say the quality is really quite good with it. I haven't had any problems, although I have heard of people having problems with these. Mine has performed beautifully. I've had two different types of VGA adapters, and this one has been beautiful, and it looks great on the LCD television. I mean, so much better than composite out. So if you see one of these and you have a Dreamcast, you need to get one of these. Note that it doesn't work with all games. So the cool thing about this is it's got a little switch here. And for the few games, there's not very many that don't work with it, but for the few games that don't work with the VGA, you can switch it over and then use it that way. So that is pretty darn cool. I actually played with the idea of just using this guy and then hooking it up to an upscaler and seeing how that looks. Might look decent. You never know. Upscalers are kind of a mixed beast. Sometimes they work really well, sometimes they work really crappy. It just depends on the system. This were an N64, though, I'd be right on it. All right. Games. I've got a lot of them. Well, not really a lot. I mean, I'm sure there's huger collections, but I keep a lot of them in comparison to many other collections that I keep that are pretty small. I usually try to keep it to a few favorites and then maybe a multi-cart. But, all right, let's get going. Snapcom. That's it. This is going to be a great video. Capcom versus SNK. There we go. And this is the Japanese edition. So I play this on the Dreamcast downstairs. Power Stone. Great game. Sick of my kid beating me at it. God, that pisses me off. I'm so pissed. He beats me like consistently at this game. And it just makes me so angry. Pull out Outlaw on the Atari 2600. Kick his ass. Screw around with one button, kid. Yeah. All right. Anger over. Soul Calibur. Japanese. All these games play just fine. You know, since there's not that much English text required, it's great. I do have a few repeats, so you'll probably run into them. If I don't notice them, just know that there are repeats. 18-Wheeler Pro American Trucker, one of my favorite games of all time. I really do love this game a lot. I like driving games in general, but this is really one of the best driving games. I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. Daytona, USA. Also a good driving game. It was available, I think, on the Saturn, too. One of the reasons why I wanted a Saturn originally. But this is a better version, obviously. I got Quake 3 Arena. That's not very exciting. I don't like arena games with this kind of controller. You need a mouse, honestly. I mean, I'm okay with a dual stick controller, but trying to play it with this is silly. Speed Devils. One of the best racing games of all time. I've argued that the PC version is better. It drives Larry nuts. By the way, if you don't know who Larry is, check out the Guys, Games, and Beer podcast. He's on the podcast that I'm on, and we have talked about Speed Devils a couple times versus Speed Busters, which is the Windows version of it. I think Speed Busters is the better version, but this is still a great game. It's fun to play. Very enjoyable. Well done. Every time, it's like I'm a child, for God's sake. Seaman. Yeah. I got Seaman. And I got the little mic for it, too, so you can yell into it. I'm not a big... I kind of just thought it was boring. I didn't really think too much of Seaman. I mean, it was cool in its time, but it's, you know, the joy of it's worn off. It's a nice, weird game to show people, though. People do like it for short periods of time. It's just over the long term, it just kind of, eh. I'll get hate mail for that one, probably. All right, Grandia 2. As a note about my collection, this is the third edition of my Dreamcast collection. I've liquidated Dreamcast twice before this. I'm done liquidating it. I decide after a while that, nah, I don't really need the Dreamcast collection, and then I get rid of it, and then I just come back again and start buying. Right now, it's really hurting some of the games that I got rid of because they're way more expensive now. Dreamcast was less expensive to collect for last time I collected for it. So I'm really sad to have gotten rid of a lot of these. So if you own a Dreamcast collection, for God's sake, don't get rid of it like I did. That was a stupid thing to do. I've lost so many good games that I'm going to have a hard time getting again, or I'm going to pay a lot for. But anyway, all right, there's Sonic Adventures 2. Yeah. Here it's a great game. I haven't actually played it, believe it or not. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Did I show the back? There is no back. That's why I didn't show you the back. All right. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I used to love these games. I used to play them a lot, honestly. I really enjoyed it. I think it was on the Xbox 360. There was a version of it that I really liked. Echo the Dolphin. A perennial Dreamcast game. By the way, this game looks beautiful still. It's really good. Deep Fighter. It's alright. It's kind of fun to play, but it just never really caught me. Oh, now here's a good one. And I've got 2 copies of this because I bought Ooga Booga wrapped up package, new in container, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be busting this open, and I just couldn't do it, so I bought it. I bought an opened one so that I could play it. I just didn't want to. Ooga Booga is one of the best multiplayer games ever. I highly recommend this game. It's really a lot of fun to play. It's basically a whole series of little mini contests where you play one of several characters and you basically try to beat the crap out of each other. It's really fun. There's just all sorts of game modes. It's really kind of the precursor to modern multiplayer contest games. It's really good. Seriously, just get this one. Get two. Graphics are great too. Gauntlet Legends, just picked this one up. It's a crappy copy, but it's pretty decent. It was a good remake of Gauntlet. Soul Reaver, another game that I played very heavily when I was younger. It's quite a good game. There is, I believe, a PlayStation version of that. That's okay too. It's not as good though. This is way prettier. Virtual On. A little bit of fighting. I like this. I love this game. Good stuff. I might play that later. Toy Commander, another one of my favorite Dreamcast games. Really quite good. Keep going, keep going. Got some Crazy Taxi. My Crazy Taxi copies are really, really... Do I got it upside down? Yes, I do. There you go. My Crazy Taxi copies, they barely work. Crazy Taxi 2, they're really scratched up and beaten. I got them in like in a huge lot, and I didn't really check the condition of them. But I mean, I got the whole lot for like $15. It was like 20 games, so it was really cheap. But the games were really beaten up. I had to clean them up quite a bit even to get them to work. Another 18-wheeler. I have, I think, 2 U.S. copies of this because I keep getting them at thrift shops, and 1 Japanese version of it. Sega Bass Fishing. Also have this in 2 American versions and 2... No, just 1 Japanese version. This is a game, I do think, and I mentioned it with the controller, I do think that almost everybody should own this. This is it is a unique game. It's fun to play. It's something that everybody can pick up and have fun with. It's fishing, but, you've got such a short time limit. It's great to play as a multiplayer game because you can just have one player play and then another player play. Really fun, just enjoyable game. Sega Marine Fishing, the other fishing game that I like. It's pretty good, too. I just think the original Bass Fishing is the best of them. Bass Fishing 2, I don't think much of. I really don't like it that much. It's just not, it doesn't feel as arcadey. It's just kind of, But the first one's really quite good. All right, here's some sealed stuff that I've been kind of afraid to open. There's Kiss Psycho Circus. And I guess it's worth a bit of money. It's not a very good game, honestly. It's a first-person shooter. It's just not very good, in my opinion. Did I have another copy of that somewhere? I might, but it's not that great. I got this lot because of this, and that is Typing of the Dead, which is a great game. It works with the keyboard, and basically words pop up on the screen. You have to type in the words or phrases before the zombies get you. It is really good. Do not get the Japanese version because it is not very American compatible, unless you're Japanese. If you're Japanese, you want the Japanese version. That's fine. But if you're in the U.S., you're going to have to get yourself the American version, which is significantly more expensive. Then there is Evil Dead. One of my favorite films. Actually, the sequel is one of my favorite films, but there's the back of it. I have not played this game ever, and it's sealed. And I'm like, do I want to break that seal? Not really. No, I don't. House of the Dead 2. This is a shooter game. I don't have a CRT anymore. I will not control this with a gamepad. That's ridiculous. So I won't be playing that probably. Oh, I could play it at MGC though, so maybe I'll bring it with. Larry loves his shooters, so I could probably get him to play it. All right, this is Space Channel 5. Does this effect work on the screen? I don't know, but anyway, as I wiggle it, she kicks. And I haven't played this yet, but I hear it's really good. It's kind of funny that I actually lived in the Dreamcast era, and a lot of the classic games for it I have not played. I suppose that happens, though. Okay, so Sega Tennis 2K2. This is well remarked upon. People really like this tennis game. I still haven't played it. Get another one of those. In the list of things I have not played that I had around. Charge and Blast. Played this. Wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I bought this at MGC about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I was really kind of excited about picking it up, and I played it. It's not that good. Didn't like it. It's just kind of a standard shooter. MDK2. This is a great game. This is over-the-shoulder. There we go. Over-the-shoulder shooter, and it is... I'm amazed that this particular series is not still around. It's a hardcore shooter, but it still has like humor in it. It has an okay storyline, but it's really quite good. It has a scientist dog in it. Can't beat that, right? Also picked this up. This is hilarious. It's still in its box too, but this is Pen Triathlon, which is a running racing game, and this is a great game to play with people as well. I really got to bust this out and play it, because I'm pretty sure this is a reseal. I don't even think this is an original seal on it. I should probably play this with some people. That's the reason why you game. Well, I guess you could be gaming to escape your life, or you can game to spend time with your friends. I guess you could game because you're bored. There's a lot of reasons to game. What's your reason to game? Tell me. I'm in a mood today. Did I mention at the beginning of this, I had a kidney stone yesterday, and it just about killed me. I swear. I try not to mention too many. I don't have many personal tragedies, honestly. But dang, that was a personal tragedy. That really sucked. Highly recommend against it. Drink your water, kids. Drink your freaking water. Man, that hurt. Ooh, there's some good stuff in here. All right, so there's Jet Set Radio. If you haven't played this yet, I think it was actually free. Sega was giving it away free on Steam. Well worth playing. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. This is, I believe, the first 3D Rayman. Is that right? I'm pretty sure it is. It's a good game. It's not that great. 3D platformers were kind of hit or miss for me. This is one of the better ones. It's just not. It's not Mario. It's okay though. Outrigger. This was kind of a big release. I always thought that this was going to be the beginning. This is a spy thriller game, as I recall. I thought it was going to be. I hope I'm right about that. I haven't played it since I got it either. I'll have to play. I'm gonna play it later and be like, oh crap, I was totally off. But as I recall, it was a spy thriller, and it was like a first person shooter, and everybody thought it was gonna be like the beginning of a series because it had a lot of set pieces, and it just never took off. Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder is one of those games that I believe does not work with the VGA adapter, and sadly it's also one of the best damn games on the Dreamcast. This is a great racing game. Highly recommend this one. Definitely, if you got a Dreamcast, pick this freaking game up. Hydro Thunder is great. Classic. Vigilante 8. Its memory was better than its reality. There's a reason why there's not a lot of car-based shooters anymore. It's still not terrible. It's just not. It's not as good as I remember it. Armada. Armada is a top-down starship RPG. It is really, really, really a top-notch game. This is another one that, if you see it, you get it. Really quite a good game, and this is a nice copy of it too. It's the first time I've had a nice copy. Most of the time I've just got crap copies of stuff like that. So that's the last of my box stuff. Now I'm going to go into the few games that I have loose. I tend to sell these and give them away over time. So here. It's not even worth it. Here. There we go. We'll start with Midway's Greatest Hits. Yeah, not that exciting. Namco's Greatest Hits. Atari Anniversary Edition. Is that it? No, I got more. Virtua Fighter 3D. Okay. Not the greatest. Toe Jam and Earl. This was never actually released on Dreamcast. That's why it's a copy. Friend of mine gave me it at MGC a couple years back to check out. Rainbow Six, one of the first ones. The Centipede remake. Slave Zero, which is kind of a mech game. It's not terribly good. I don't know what. Whenever I sit and play it, I play it for like a couple hours though, even though I feel like I wasted a couple hours. But it's good enough to play. And there's the Generator CD, which is one of those demo CDs. And then finally, The Ring. And that is pretty much it. If I seem a little low energy, it's because I'm tired as heck. Sorry about that. I probably apologized for it more than once already. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. I will see you next week with a higher energy video. Bye.
Retro Rocks Gaming Videos.